Hi, 2024. We are so excited that you are here to watch our student panel, and I'm so excited to be able to bring you some of our students from KPHS. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves to you, but first, my name is Mrs. Lofstead. I teach environmental science, and I'm also the ninth grade level chair. All right.
I'm Shamar Sykes. I'm senior, proud of 2020.
I'm Maria, proud of 2023.
What's up, guys? My name is Orlando Ramirez, and I'm proud of 2023.
I'm Tiara Love. I'm proud of 2020.
My name is Kevin Cornell, and I'm proud of 2023.
I'm Giovanni Correa, and I'm part of the Pride 2023.
I'm Caitlin Davis, and I'm part of the Pride of 2023.
I'm Savard, and I'm a part of the Pride of 2023.
Okay. So thank you so much for submitting all the questions that you did. I'm gonna turn it over mostly to them because they're the students from our school and they're the best people to share what it's like to be students at KPHS. Okay, so we're gonna start with some questions specifically for the freshmen from one person. What does a traditional freshman day look like at the high school?
Freshman day is like, basically get to school and like first thing you do is obviously breakfast, and then your classes. Like you have every day you have to transition to different class. So like it's like you have a certain time to get the class to class, so you can't be late. If you be late, you're like silent lunch or something. And then like you have to complete everything, like every classwork in every class, make sure everything is done.
Can you tell us a little bit about what classes you take as a freshman, Gio?
Well, my schedule is social justice, AP environmental science, math, gym, and health. After gym and health, it's reading, and then I got study hall.
Cool. For either Caitlin or Maya, can you talk a little bit more about AP environmental science?
AP environmental science, it's hard. Like if you try and like study, you'll be able to get it fast. And then the teachers, they work with you like a lot during the day. But it's just like the material, you just getting the material faster than a regular class.
Thank you. Okay, can you share, so a bunch of parents and students have asked what are transitions like? So how do people know where to go? Is there flexibility in the first week of school to figure out how to get where you need to go? Savaria, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. When I first started high school, I had some people help me get to my classes, but with my schedule, it had like certain numbers on the schedule to tell you where you would be going, and it's like people are around. So yeah.
Can you explain what homework is like in high school and what role it plays in your class and grade?
For me, for some of my classes, we had like homework checks, and sometimes the teacher collect it at the door, or you'll have it out and they'll come past and check your work. And like usually you'll have a quiz on it or like an extra ticket to see if you actually did do the homework assignment. But you usually get homework every night.
And I would say the role for homework is more of a personal thing, making sure that you review your material and that you have everything down packed for the next day, because most of the time, I know for seniors, some of the homework, it will be leading us into a discussion for the next day. So it's more of something to get yourself prepared.
Cool. And I think in terms of grades, it kind of changes as students transition. So in freshman year, it is more about what Savaria was talking about, where people are checking it. It may go into the grade book. And then to Shamar's point, as you start moving towards senior year, it's less about for a grade and more about for being prepared for class, which models getting closer to college. Okay, other questions. Okay, what is freshman year like? Would you say that it's tough, and are the classes hard? Caitlin, you want to talk about that?
Sure. I wouldn't say that it's hard. I just think it depends on how you go into it, because like if you actually try and get help, like when you're struggling, then it should be like not a breeze, but it should be easier for you because your teachers will help you if you ask for it. And I think that it will be a lot of challenges, but you just gotta persevere and get over them because yeah.
Especially the transition from middle school to high school, it's like nobody is on your back as much. It's you doing the work and not somebody on your back all the time about you doing the work.
Cool, thank you. So what options do students have to get help? T, you want to talk about that?
So a lot of my help I got during the lunch period because most of my day was packed. And also, you get a lot of help after school. I know a lot of teachers are on call to a certain time because everybody has a bedtime that's reasonable. So it's all depending on your schedule because I know sports was a thing for me. So I had to be really flexible about when I called my teachers and when I needed help. So lunch, study halls, and those phone calls really help.
Cool, thank you. So some of the parents were asking, like, what are the best habits that students can build, or what is the hardest part about freshman year? And Mr. Starr and I were both sharing that it has a lot to do with the people that you surround yourself by. Can someone kind of speak to that? So what role do friends have in deciding how your freshman year goes?
8th grade, I was saying like, oh yeah, me and my friends, we're gonna do this during high school. But it's like, if you want better for yourself, you might have to like cut the people off around you that's telling you to do the wrong thing. And it's like, you don't know if around you is telling you to do something wrong or telling you to not follow expectations. And you'll get tired of being sent to the office or getting in trouble. So you'll learn from what they're telling you to do.
Thank you. Okay. Let's see what other questions. So I heard T mention being a student athlete. There's a bunch of student athletes on this call. Let's hear from at least 3 of you. So 1, what are some lessons that you learned from being a student athlete? 2, what role did being a student athlete play in your grades and your work ethic? And then what advice do you have for other students that may be coming in as student athletes?
So like I personally I played 3 sports throughout my freshman year, and honestly, I was kind of lucky because like I had a study hall, and like study hall really came in handy because I would go to basketball games and come back to the school really late, and that means I wouldn't have any time to do my homework. Only time I would have I would be able to do it would be during study hall, and like you have to like be able to handle between sports and your homework and classwork and everything else because I mean sports can be like a time taker. They can really take time. You have to like prepare yourself, like plan it out. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do my homework at this time. Then worry about all of this the next day or a later time.
Cool.
Just like Orlando was saying, it's like mainly about time management and like how you like do your work at certain times during the day. Like if you know you got a lot of work to do at home, so like during lunch you might get serious, not like talk with your friends, just do your work. And later it's gonna be all up on you when you get home late from games and stuff.
Personally, it made me work harder and like not wait till the last minute to do stuff. And like as an incoming athlete, I think that like you should like if you know that you want to play sports and stuff, you should start working on your work habits now. Even though we aren't in school, like we still got work to do. So I think you should like be working on making sure that you turn in your assignments on time.
Cool, thanks. Let's talk a little bit more about that. So one thing that we talk a lot about in the transition from middle school to high school is the amount of freedom that you can earn as a high school student. What are some of the freedoms that you earn as you move from middle school to high school?
But lunchtime, it was like I could meet new people. I didn't have to sit around the same people every day because I like get tired around the same people. More like on field trips, you don't have to like communicate on the buses a lot. You can have your headphones in. I like the spirit weeks too. They're like my favorite because as long as you participate, it don't really matter which way, but you do have to stay appropriate, like school-wise. But yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Questions are specifically for the seniors. You ready? Let me tell you,
right.
2024 has some good questions for y'all. So here we go.
Oh Lord.
All right. What is the most important thing to do while you're in high school? T, you want to start?
The most important thing?
Yeah.
Build great relationships.
Say more.
That's what I would say. Building a great relationships with your teachers now, I feel like it's so important because it could be a pathway to them helping you like through college, even the rest of your life. Because a lot of the teachers, what is special about us is that it never really stops in school because they want to help you be a better person in school and out of school. So building this relationship with your teachers now can help you so much in college. Like me being about to be a graduate and me having built the relationships with my teachers that I have is like amazing for me because they want to help me so much and help me be great in any way possible that I felt like if I wouldn't have built these relationships, I wouldn't have as many opportunities as I do now.
Cool. Smart, you have something?
Yeah, I would say communication and knowing what you want throughout high school is important because, like T said, you need to be able to talk to your teachers and tell them what you need help with. Then you pretty much putting yourself in a position not get the help that you need when you need it.
Cool. Thank you.
Preach.
Okay. All right. Here's a really good question. How have you grown or changed since being a freshman?
I had to build up some major work habits. My transition did not prepare me as much as I had thought it had. So I was prepared for the teacher staying on my back and always like own it about the work. But then it's like so much freedom to when papers were due and when I had to turn my work in or how I studied for tests. And it was so different to me that it was like I felt like I didn't have to do it. But then again, it was like, this is my grades, this is my high school career that I have to focus on. And if I don't want it for myself, then nobody's gonna want to help me be better in the first place. And so I felt like my major change was having the mindset that I can be something more than just somebody that needs somebody on their back 24/7. I can do better things if I put my mind to it. Yeah, that was my major flip.
Cool. Before we jump on to the next question, curious for the freshmen too. So Tiara said the biggest piece of advice that she had for freshmen was to build relationships. Shamar said communication. Does anyone that's on here have some other like huge piece of advice that is revolutionary for freshman year?
Don't burn bridges if you don't know how to swim.
Say more.
Like, I'm the type of person that feel like if I'm like anything on my own. Like, I don't need anybody. I'm the type of person that's like that. And so it's like, it comes down at the end of the quarter, and you know that you're going to need help, but you just face, like, conflicts with people, mindful of how you handle things, how you talk to people. And because you're going to meet people. You'll need these people one day. So, yeah, I feel like you should not burn bridges if you know what you know. If you think that you don't need these people, you will. So don't burn bridges if you know how to swim.
Other revolutionary freshman year advice.
I say learn yourself because like in middle school, you had people like telling you what's like wrong and right, but you know it probably wasn't you. And so I say you have to learn who you really are and what you want to do. Because if you doing what other people want you to do, your life just gonna be miserable.
Keep your head up. Stay positive about
everything.
Your incoming. Yeah, about everything.
Everything.
That was really hit her. Sorry, Shamar. Go ahead. Positive. Keep going.
Because if you put it in your mindset that you're about to have a bad day or that something's going to go wrong, 9 times out of 10, it will be because like you kind of spoke it into existence. So you need to always assume the best about everything.
How are the teachers at the high school? Are they strict?
I don't think they're strict, but they can get strict when they need to get strict. As in, like, they're really cool people. But when they need to get serious, or like if you do something you know is wrong, they're going to address you.
Any other comments on how awesome the teachers are at KPHS?
all the teachers are cool, long as you work hard and you don't mess around. I had rarely any problems with any of my teachers because I like got to know them outside of class and they helped me so much. So we knew each other, and so it was like basically a bond that grew from like the first day of class to the day you walk out for real.
Question. So it's how many years have you been at KIPS? You can either calculate it real quick in your heads, or you can say the grade that you started. And then the second question is either why did you decide to come to the high school, or why are you choosing to stay at KIPS? Shamar, you can start.
Been at KIP ever since 5th grade, and I decided to stay mainly because I had built such great relationships with my teachers and my fellow Pride members.
I've been at KIP since 5th grade, and I was forced to come to KIP, but I end up liking it because I've built great work habits. Because at my other schools, like I really didn't care about my work, but when I came to KIP, like they made you see like a different point of view. So I actually like grew a lot at KIP.
I've been at KIP since my 7th grade year, and I came to KIP because I felt like it was the best choice for me in the future, so that I could go to college and achieve my goals of becoming a businessman in the future.
I've been at KIP since the 5th grade, and I decided to stay because for real, and when my mom asked me that I want to go anywhere else, it wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't be a challenge as much. It would be too easy. So I wouldn't want to be there anyway. So it was no point in me leaving.
Kevin?
I've been at KIP since 5th grade, and my mom enrolled me in KIP, so I was kind of forced. Now that I look back on it, I feel like it was a great choice by her because like now I'm being pushed by multiple people and like my teachers especially to do my best, and so I feel like it's all paying off, and it will pay off also.
Savaria?
Yes,
I've also been at KIP since 5th grade. In my 9th grade year, I low-key have been ready to leave, but all of my was telling me like never settle for less. And throughout all my years at KIP, I used to be terrible in 5th grade. Like my character, it wasn't there. But as I stayed, I had started to become better, and the work was getting harder, so I still was ready to leave. But I only stayed because of my Pride members, and I started to kind of like the teachers.
Cool. Orlando?
So this year was actually my first year. I was recommended by a lot of my peers to go to that school, and this year I realized that KIP is really going to help me with my career in the future.
All right, last but certainly not least, Caitlin, what you got for us?
I came to KIP in 7th grade. Yeah, like a lot of people said, my mom enrolled me. After that, like they said, I had started building relationships with people. Cause like my mom asked me, did I want to go to like a different school when I got to high school? But everybody was like, no, Caitlin, just go to Pride High. And like I feel like they said it's a challenge because I feel like if I go anywhere else, it's just gonna be like I'm gonna go through the motion because like I feel like it's just not gonna be a challenge. Like I feel like I'm gonna be bored if I go. So yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
We are
I think we're good. Thank you all so much.